Okay, so we're here with Beverly Playfair, sexual health worker. We've talked about HIV and AIDS and women's sexual health, and now we're going to talk about men's sexual health, in particular contraception for men. So, other than condoms, are there any other forms of male contraception?
No, if it's to stop pregnancy, the only other thing a man could do is actually be sterilised. But apart from that, it's condoms all the way.
So there's no I think I saw something on the internet about it, or something being informed like an injection, but I feel like a lot of people will be uncomfortable with that.
There has been some trials where they've tried to develop a men's pill, contraceptive pill, but there's nothing on the market for men at the moment apart from condoms or being sterilised.
So there's a lot of myths about condoms that men usually say, oh, they're too big or they're too small. Is that true?
Well, we do have men come in that say that the condoms are too small for them, and we always say, you know, we do sizes small, medium and liar. So a lot of our men go for liar. But as we try to tell them, there's no point in wearing a condom that's going to be too big because it's just going to end up falling off.
I mean, condoms are made out of latex, so is there really such thing as them being too small?
No, I mean, you could fill a condom with pints and pints of water. They're pretty stretchable. So there are some men that wouldn't fit into a small size and they would need a medium or a large, and there are some smaller men that need a small size but try to fit into a medium or a larger size, and literally it's a case of try the different sizes, see which one fits you and stick with that size.
Yeah, it's not like protect your ego and use an ineffective condom because it's too big.
Basically, yeah, there's no point in pulling out a condom that says large on it and clearly you're not large.
How widely available are condoms to young men?
Well, they're free at sexual health clinics and family planning clinics, and at the GUM clinics where you can go along for sexual health tests. You can also buy them in supermarkets and in chemists, and a lot of boroughs have what they call now a C card, which is a condom card. So you can actually get signed up for a condom card and then go to various outlets that are part of the scheme and get your condoms for free.
Oh, really? I'll inform some of my male friends about that.
It's a pan-London service, so it works all over London.
Okay, cool. What is the most common issue you find with condoms?
Sometimes people can be allergic to latex condoms. So they have another type of condom which are not made of latex, and you can get them especially from the sexual health clinics or through your GP. So sometimes we have allergic reaction to condoms for people that are allergic to latex. Apart from that, it would just be using the correct lubricants with condoms. A lot of men have good intentions, they have their condoms and they're using their condoms, but they're not using it with the right lubricants. So that can cause problems.
With the non-latex condoms, is there any difference in the latex and the non-latex other than the material?
Yeah, well, no, not apart from the material. They come in different sizes, just like the latex condoms. You can get condoms for various sexual acts, so vaginal sex. Anal condoms for anal sex would be slightly stronger than vaginal condoms. But apart from that, there's no difference apart from the material.
So they're just as effective?
They're very effective, yeah, just as effective.
How important is it that young men and women use contraception?
Well, with the rates of teenage pregnancy, which are quite high, it's really important to protect against unplanned pregnancies. So that's a really good reason, and also for sexually transmitted infections. There are some infections that condoms won't protect you against, such as genital warts, herpes, because it's to do with skin-to-skin contact. So even if the condom is covering the penis, there's the area around the penis that when rubbing against somebody else you can catch herpes and things like genital warts. But they do protect against a lot of infections such as chlamydia, which is a really common infection, chlamydia and gonorrhea. You wouldn't necessarily know you got symptoms. If you did have symptoms, you'd have discharge and a funny smell coming from the vagina or the penis. So it is really important that young people protect themselves.
Speaking of STIs, how often should young people, sexually active young people, go for sexual health checkups?
Every time they change their partners, it's a good reason to go for a sexual health check. Also, if you notice anything different, so if you've been having unprotected sex or you've got a new partner and then you notice something different, maybe a rash or burning sensation when you go into the toilet, then it's a good idea to go and get that checked out before you have any more sexual episodes, because you can pass it on.
How often do young people actually go for sexual health checkups?
Unfortunately, generally it's when they think they have got something, so they wouldn't necessarily go because they've changed a partner and they're going into a relationship with a new partner and think, oh, let me get myself checked out before I go into this new relationship. Generally it can be when something goes wrong and they've got symptoms, then they'll come for a check.
But it is advisable for both you and your partner to go for sexual health checkups before you do anything.
I mean, it's always lovely when we have a couple come in and they're not sexually active yet, but they're in a relationship and they just both want to get checked out before they go into any form of sexual relationship and take that relationship a step further. So that's really nice when that happens. Unfortunately, not all young people are sensible enough to do that, and they trust their partners. What I'd say is you can't tell how many sexual partners your partners had before, so they may have told you they've only slept with one other person, but you don't really know that. It could be 10, it could be 20, it could be just one, so it's always a good idea just to get checked out. Better to be safe than sorry.
That's what my mum always says. Is there anything else that you'd like to add to this? Or
no, I think that's it. Just for young people to protect themselves from pregnancy, from STIs, and also just to be aware of the relationships they're going into. A lot of relationships can seem like they're starting out really well, and then things can go wrong. So,
okay, right. Thank you. That was Beverly Playfair, a sexual health worker.